more.
Ante-Post is bounding clear up the hill, and it will take the Skybet Supreme Novices Hurdle in tremendous style. Ante-Post.
Who's over a length down, and the horse who doesn't want to start certainly wants to finish this afternoon, and Jack Kennedy. Last, but he's finishing strongest of all, Kalashnikov, but Somerville Boy closing on the run to the line, and Somerville Boy will steal the Supreme.
In second, Itchy Feet is back in third, and as they race up towards the line, it will be an Irish winner in the Supreme, another win in the race for Willie Mullins.
Abracadabra's into pressure the closing stages. Shishkin being lifted on the far side by Nicola Boyville. It's very tight between them. Chantry out.
Second and third, but appreciated he's a wide margin winner. He must be 20 ahead. What an easy success. Paul Townend and appreciate.
Strike to Henderson, it's first strike to England in the colours of Michael Buckley. Constitution Hill, a class apart, wins the Supreme. On by, heads the line with a length and a half in hand, and the Vassal Vega, divergent in the pocket, an Irish Queen Sweep, and Marie Nationale. What on the near side for Mark Walsh, the far side Slade Steele for Rachel Blackmore, and Slade Steele, it is who'll find notes. Slade Steele wins the
Ante-Post doing enough, and Ante-Post wins the Michael O'Sullivan.
Yes, indeedy, that is the question we all aspire to find the answer to. I'm Rodders, and this is On the Bridle. In the coming weeks, we are going to be giving you a specially dedicated episode to every Grade 1 at the Cheltenham Festival, and we are going to be calling this the Ante-Post Focus. Sometimes it will be at the end of the racing news, sometimes it will be its own specially dedicated episode. One thing is definitely for certain, folks, you do not want to miss out on these episodes. So without further ado, let's get into it. So to the Supreme Novices Hurdle, the curtain raiser for the festival. If you're sitting at home thinking, how am I going to unpack this conundrum? Well, luckily for you, we have all the stats for the main protagonist for this race. And at the end of the episode, I'm going to give you my own personal prediction for what I think will happen in this race. And I'll also give you a horse who I think could sneak into the places. Before we kick it off, I just have to remind you that these are my own personal opinions. I'm not a tipster, and this is not a tipping channel in any way, shape or form. Also, you should gamble responsibly. Don't spend anything that you can't afford to lose. With that out of the way, let's get down to our first stat. 11 of the last 12 winners of the Supreme Novices Hurdle have been aged 5 or 6. So if you're sitting at home thinking stats don't matter, they really do. Adding to that, 11 out of the last 12 winners were in the top 3 in the betting, and 5 out of the last 12 winners were the favourite. Adding to this picture, 10 out of the last 12 winners have run within 66 days of the Supreme, and have won their last race before the Supreme. 5 out of 12 winners of the Supreme Novices have run in the Tatterstall's Ireland Novice Hurdle at Leopardstown on their last run. 4 of them won, and 1 of them was placed. 2 out of 12 winners of the Supreme also won the Tolworth Hurdle, although it's not called the Tolworth Hurdle anymore, and it's not even run at Sandown anymore. It's called the Formby Novices Hurdle, and it's run at Aintree. One of those winners, though, was Constitution Hill. Here's an interesting stat. 3 out of the last 12 winners of the Supreme have had runs at Cheltenham, but only 1 out of the last 12 winners of the Supreme has had 1 win at Cheltenham. 10 out of 12 had 3 previous runs at between 15 furlongs and 17 furlongs. And 12 out of 12 had 2 previous wins at between 15 furlongs and 17 furlongs. 12 out of 12 winners had at least 2 runs over hurdles. 9 out of 12 winners had at least 3 runs over hurdles. And 11 out of 12 winners had at least 2 wins over hurdles. 11 out of the last 12 winners were rated plus 147. 11 out of the last 12 winners had at least 1 grade 1, 2 or 3 win to their name. So with all these stats in mind, how can we translate these across to the main protagonists at the top of the market for the Supreme Novices Hurdle? Don't you worry, because we've done that for you. Absolutely, we're going to start with the apple of my eye over hurdles. My daddy Paddy. I've mentioned him enough times in the previews for this season, along with racing news. This horse has got some serious boot, and he uses it in a way that is very economical. Also, he's got a fantastic jump on him. If you look at him going to this next hurdle, he's eyeing it up from a mile out. The jump you're about to see him put in is often reserved for champion hurdlers themselves, let alone a novice who's just had 2 runs over hurdles. Not since the early Constitution Hill have I seen a horse jump in quite the manner that this horse does. Take a look at this. Absolutely fantastic.
Hurdled it very fluently indeed, and my daddy Paddy is now breezing clear up the run-in, 2 out of 2 over hurdles, and has done so effortlessly.
Taking his stats into consideration, just how well does my daddy Paddy fare? Well, he'll be 5 at Cheltenham. He will be heading the market with the best price at the moment at 6 to 1. He won last time out and has an aggregate combined winning distance of 22.5 lengths for his 3 races that he's won so far. He has done the trip, and he has had 2 runs over hurdles this season. He is due to go to the Formby Novices Hurdle at Aintree, formerly the Tolworth. So what are my daddy Paddy's negative stats? Well, he's no previous course form at Cheltenham. He has no win in graded company over novice hurdles. It will be very unlikely that Dan Skelton will run my daddy Paddy 66 days before the festival. He generally puts them into their trial and then leaves them alone for the Cheltenham Festival itself. And last of all, Dan Skelton has a big fat duck egg in this race. Although to be fair to him, he has only had limited horses run in this race, the likes of Roxana and Protectorate. Old Park Star put in a sparkling performance at Cheltenham. He had a good mention by Nicky Henderson before this race, but I'm not sure he beat too much. Nevertheless, he did put in a nice performance, visually anyway.
It on here, bounding clear, wings the final flight, comes up a good 8 or 10 lengths clear. They are fighting it out for places only. The bird has flown here. Old Park Star looks a very useful recruit. He's going to saunter home for Nico de Boinville, Nicky Henderson, Gordon and Sue Hall. Old Park Star emphatically glance at midnight, staying on.
Old Park Star is a very good horse, judging on his win the other day. But how do his stats compare to a horse like my daddy Paddy's? Well, he will be 6 at Cheltenham. He's second favourite for this race, best price 14 to 1 at the moment. He won last time out, and I'm pretty sure Nicky Henderson will be mega keen to keep his hurdling record intact. He has done the trip. He beat a progressive horse of Nigel Twiston-Davis's down at Kempton. And by the time the Cheltenham Festival gets around, he would have probably completed 3 runs over hurdles. On to his negative stats. He has no graded form whatsoever to speak of, and Nicky Henderson has only won this 3 times in the last 11 years. Can you believe that? Beau de Toy is a horse that Willie Mullins has reportedly said he likes him an awful lot, but I can't really see what Willie Mullins likes. This horse was beaten comprehensively in this race. There was no way he was ever going to get back to the first two. And I'm not sure if I believe exactly what Willie Mullins is saying.
Far side, Apollon de Lee. Sauvignon tries to get on terms, but Apollon de Lee has picked up after that mistake. And number 2, Apollon de Lee, comes home in front. Couple of lengths.
So what about Photo Toy's positive stats? Well, he will be a 5-year-old by the time he comes to Cheltenham. He is third favourite in the market right now, best price 16 to 1. I'm well aware that this horse has not won last time out, but I'm going to leave this in because I think Willie Mullins is going to find the softest race he can find, such as the opinion he has of this horse. When that happens, that means he would have had 2 runs over hurdles. And on to his negative stats, because half a picture is no picture at all. He has no previous course form at Cheltenham. He has no graded company form to his name at all. He was just involved in a maiden hurdle in France. He has absolutely no wins to his name. I'm sure this will change, but just in case it doesn't, I'm going to put this in. And my own personal opinion, suspect ability. I don't suspect this horse has a huge amount of ability. I could be wrong. I want to be proven wrong, but he'll have to show it before that happens. Saint Bacco arrived from France with a tall reputation, but I was disappointed. He could have shown more here. He could have shown me that he was at least half as good as his tall reputation. Instead, he jumped sloppily and he didn't win by that much. He's going to have to improve an awful lot to get involved in this race.
Champ, 1 flight left, and it is Saint Bacco and Danny Mullins who lead now. They've extended their advantage to 2 lengths over Lazard the Star. Falling away into third is Lord Tobin, and at the final flight, Saint Bacco is the leader. Inside the final 200 yards in the Mervyn Gray construction 4-year-old maiden hurdle, it's Saint Bacco in the lead by over 3 lengths to Lazard the Star, who's failing to close as Saint Bacco overcomes an absence on Irish debut for Danny.
So what are Saint Bacco's positive stats? He will be 5 at Cheltenham. He won last time out at the time of this recording. He has done the trip and he has 2 runs over hurdles. At the time of this recording, his first run was in France. Before we continue on to Saint Bacco's negatives, may I ask that you like and subscribe. This channel is one of the fastest growing horse racing channels on YouTube, and our aim is to catch up to Let's Talk Racing. Andrew and Josh are phenomenal racing presenters for Racing TV, and their YouTube channel has 23,000 plus subscribers. All that aside, sorry boys, but we are coming for your crown. If you want to be involved in the snatching of Let's Talk Racing's crown, click the like and subscribe button. Oh, and Merry Christmas, boys, and have a cracking new year. So what are Saint Bacco's negative stats? He has no previous course form at Cheltenham. He has no win in graded company at all. He is outside of the top 3 in the betting, and that is quite crucial in this race. Le Divin Enfant's name translates to the Holy Child or the Divine Child, depending on the context of the name in French. He very much could be a good animal, but like I said in the racing news, this race was appalling for the standard of the actual maiden hurdle. I'm willing to be proved wrong, but I don't think he'll be quite up to the standard. That's why he's further down the betting for this race. You can firmly expect to see him out at Christmas though.
Trip, a second for Willie Mullins on the day.
With all that said, let's take a look into his positive stats. He will be a 5-year-old at Cheltenham. He is currently co-third favourite in this race in some markets, although I have seen 20 to 1 somewhere. He clearly won last time out because this is the video of it, and it was over 2 miles. And by the time that he runs at Christmas, he would have run 3 times over hurdles. On to his negative stats. No previous course form at Cheltenham. No win in graded company to be mentioned. And suspect ability. As I've mentioned plenty, this maiden hurdle was, well, dreadful. Well, that is the last horse on this list. But put in the comment section below, what horse do you fancy to win the 2026 Supreme Novices Hurdle? And put why. Don't just put the horse's name and wander off. We are curious to know why you think it will win. So what are my predictions for the 2026 Supreme Novices Hurdle? The curtain raiser. I'm going to say it. And I think you know that I'm going to say it. My Daddy Paddy wins the Supreme Novices Hurdle based on everything we've just seen and the fact that he has an insane ability to jump hurdles. I mean, we're talking about a real class animal. The way he jumps a hurdle is exactly how you need a champion hurdler, let alone a Supreme Novice hurdler, to jump. And I'm going to make an even more outlandish prediction right now. I don't think he just wins the Supreme Novices Hurdle. I think we're going to be talking about him in the 2027 Champion Hurdle, and I think he will be a short favourite for that. So clip me up when that happens. Now, getting past my daddy Paddy, I promised you earlier on a horse who I think can run into the first 3 in this race. The horse's name is Love Me Tender. This horse featured in a Racing News episode, and I said in that episode I was falling in love with the way it was jumping. The jumping on this horse is exceptionally good, and it's the type of jumping that you need going around Cheltenham. I think he'll run exceptionally well if he gets there. That's the point about these previews. Not every horse we mention will get there, but it's the chance you take. Now, I realise this is the last episode before Christmas, so we want to extend to each and every one of you our season's greetings. I wish every one of you a very Merry Christmas. We'll be down at Kempton for the Boxing Day extravaganza, so if you see me about, have no fears, come up and say hello. I'm more than approachable. If you like the content, viewers, give us our own little Christmas present and click the like and subscribe button. I'm Rodders, this is On The Bridle. Until next time, stay safe.